Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We're gonna be painting pumpkins today, and right now I'm starting with my little baby one. I'm using a ruler to map out my Minecraft pumpkin face, making sure the lines are really straight. Here's my sketch. You can see a little bit. It was really hard to draw on the pumpkin. Now I'm going in with some black paint and just doing my first pass over with the flat brush, making sure the lines are straight where I want them, and just kind of mapping out and filling in the sketch that I put earlier. It's the same process for the eyes, little swatches of my brush, making sure the brush is nice and flat so I get those nice square edges, and doing both eyes, filling in the middle with black. Here's my first pass through of the paint. Next I'm going to take a tiny little detail brush and really crisping up those edges, like taking little as paint as possible and just like making the squares look really nice and sharp. Now that the paint is fully dry, I'm putting in matte Mod Podge. It says matte on the bottle, but she still ends up being glossy at the end, so okay, now that we had our epic Molita break, I'm Mod Podging my sister's pumpkin. It's like a little dog skeleton. It's so freaking cute. I love it so much. Here it is, glazed. Here's her other pumpkin. It's like another little skeleton. She did this freehand, by the way. Hello? It looks so good. It's really cute. I love the eyes. Now, these are these are my dad's pumpkins. He did an Among Us one, and then he did like freestyle, psycho. He used Sharpies, paint pens, all different kind of things. He didn't have a plan for it. He just did whatever he wanted. It looks pretty cool. Now we're glazing my grandma's pumpkin. She has a cute little witch hat with purple sparkles and a little spider hanging from it. Well, the spider's pretty big, but you know. And then on the back side of the pumpkin it says Wicked in this cool font with a feather and 3 little birds. It's so cute. Okay, now we're doing my second pumpkin. I chose to do ghost face, of course, and I chose this random picture off Pinterest. I definitely simplified it a lot because it was hard to get those details and I was like too lazy to do that. So now we're doing the paint. I started with his mouth with a tiny little brush, and I'm just trying to block in the shape before I can like really give it detail. In the time lapse you can see me dipping my paintbrush in my water. I do this because the paint I'm using is water soluble, so it's super easy just to like wash away the little edges of the paint right there so that I can get a nice crisp edge and get the shape to look how I want. Now I have his face done. I'm moving on to his little cloak hoodie thing. I don't know what it is. But as you can see, the sketch in the background is really detailed, and that was just like too much. But I'm just blocking out the shapes of his eye bags and his little edge of his mask and stuff like that. The way I saw it was like I had to block out the shape of the knife first, so that's what I'm doing here. And it was kind of hard. I made it way too big at first and it looked so goofy, but I cleaned it up. See, I'm using the water technique right there. I'm cleaning it up. Now for the really defined details, I'm using a toothpick, dipping in my paintbrush, and almost like dotting the paint on, since you can't really paint with a toothpick, and then I clean it up with like the water technique and a little bit more paint on like a really tiny brush, but just wiping away the paint so I get a really tiny line. here is the face done with part of the knife. Now, off camera I filled in his cloak, and now, like, I did like just a rough outline of it. Now I'm going with my detail brush. Don't mind how I hold the brush, I have the most precision like that. It looks like I don't know how to write, but it's okay. Just doing those little like flowy parts of the cloak and making it look really nice and crisp. Now going on to glazing my pumpkin after it's fully dry, obviously, and just putting the matte Mod Podge over it. It looks really good already, and I did little detail on the knife and did really tiny lines for that. I did most of it off camera because it was like a lot of pressure because I didn't want to mess it up. Okay, and here's all the pumpkins done. There's mine and Kayla's, so my sister. Looks pretty good, so thank you for watching. Leave a like, subscribe.